thank you very much for attending. So it's 8 o'clock Toronto and 5 o'clock in Vancouver, and then also morning in Japan. So let's get started. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, so my name is Meruma Uno, today's host. In this seminar today, I'm going to be speaking English and Japanese, both English just speakers. Another speaker is an English speaker. If you think it's very difficult, don't worry. Most of the slides are written in Japanese, and then also for important part, I will switch to Japanese and then explain it in Japanese. So please do not worry. And it's going to be very small group today. So if you feel lost, that's okay. You can send a chat to me, say, speak slowly, or I have questions. Okay. All right. じゃあ、日本語でもちょっと、今日はすごく小さなグループなので、ゆっくり喋るようにもしますし、日本語、彼女がね、Yesolが、英語スピーカーなので、私の方も英語を主に喋りますけれども、補足のスライドは日本語もたくさん書いていますので、皆さんが全然わからないということのないように、工夫していますので、ご安心ください。で、後で質問の時間も設けますのでね、何かわからないことがありましたら、ぜひ遠慮なく聞いてください。All right. So, Yesol, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Hi, my name is Yesol. I am the Associate Director of TSoM and CCTB, and I have two more brands that I represent in Global University Systems. So I'm representing TSoM in Toronto, CCTB in Vancouver. Those two brands are the schools that we're going to present mostly tonight. Then I also represent the Trebas Institute in Montreal and Fleming College Toronto in Toronto. So it's really nice to meeting you. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So how long have you been in Canada? I never asked.
Oh yeah. I have been in Canada since when I was in high school, and I started my Canadian life from Montreal. So I had been living in Montreal for 10 years, and then I moved to Toronto. Yes, and then I'm here in Toronto, and I'm representing Toronto's global management.
Okay. And how long have you been with GAS Group?
I have been in this group for 3 years. So 3 years ago, I was representing TSoM only, and then it's growing, and we could add more schools in Vancouver and Montreal, and another one in Toronto. So we could recruit more students, and we could meet more Japanese students in the school.
Okay, that's great. So, 皆さんも今聞いていただいた通り、Yesol自体ももともとね、留学生としてスタートしてます。私も同じです。なので、皆さんと同じように留学生としての、生活を、経てきて、今の、お話になりますので、そういう意味でも皆さんの聞きたいことも、合わせて、質問があればぜひ聞いてみてください。はい。こちらですね、過去のセミナーになります。今まで、私の、ホストでいろんなセミナーをやってきまして、TSoM だけではなくって、この、他の学校にもいろいろお話を聞いていますので、もし興味のある方はこちら記事ですね、ご覧ください。で、7番がカナダが消えてますけれども、これは先週でしたね。で、今週がありまして、次回5月の6日に、留学と就職についてのセミナーも予定しておりますので、こちらもよかったらご参加ください。はい。で、今日のテーマですね。学校担当者の方に、こういうふうに今ちょっと言いました通り、コープの、お話なんかを聞いていきましょうということになっています。この後ちょっと説明もしますけれども、学校の今、Yesolも言ってくれた通り、グループが非常に大きいですのでね、TSoM っていう学校の名前だけで今回参加決められた方もいらっしゃると思いますけれども、他にも、学校がありますので、そのあたりも少し触れていきたいと思います。Alright, Yesol, it's your turn. let's look at some numbers to learn a little bit more about the school and the GAS group, because the student who are here today knows only about the TSoM or the name CCTB, so they may not know about the GAS group. Okay, so yeah, what does 6 stand for? What's this number for?
Yes, so we have 6 institutions in Canada. So basically, global university systems, we call GOS in short, is the network of a higher education. We have a headquarters in the UK, and we have more than 30 private institutes all around the world. So among them, we have 6 institutes in Canada. So as you see on the screen, you can see those the school logos here. So we have the Language Gallery, the University Canada West, and CCTB in Vancouver. And we also have NCT, Fleming College Toronto, and TSoM, Toronto School of Management in Toronto. And we have Travis Montreal in Montreal.
Okay, sounds good. And what does 2 stand for?
Yes. So we have a 2 public-private partnership. So basically, public-private partnership is that usually in global university systems, we have a private institute, private career. So for example, private career colleges. But when we have this public-private partnership with other public colleges, then you can have this program. You can take these programs not in their home campuses, which is like 1 hour or sometimes 2 hours away from Toronto, but you can take those programs in Toronto's campus. So for example, we are offering some business programs of Niagara College in our TSoM campus. And now we're going to have a Fleming College, which is in Peterborough, which is like 2 hours away from Toronto. But we took some business courses from the Fleming College, and then that you can also take those programs in Toronto's Midtown campus.
All right, thank you very much. And the last one, 116.
Yes, this is very, very we are very proud of these numbers. So 116 is the number of countries that that our students come from. So for example, in TSoM, we have more than 3,000 students currently, and they came from more than 116 countries. So we have a great diversity in the school.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. じゃあここちょっとスイッチしますね。今、説明してくれたことのざっくりまとめなんですけれども、学校が非常にたくさんあって MBA をね、出している大学だったりとか、ナイアガラカレッジっていうね、公立のカレッジのプログラムをトロントで受けられるようにしていたりということがあるんですが、今日お話をメインでさせていただくのは、まずトロントスクール・オブ・マネジメントですね。で、姉妹校としてバンクーバーに CCTB という、学校もありますので、こちらに合わせて、ご説明をさせていただきます。Okay, so the next slide is about the CCTB. It's a kind of sister school of TSoM. So could you talk a little bit about the CCTB?
Sure. So CCTB stands for Canadian College of Technology and Business. So as the name states, we are the school that is mainly focusing on technology, which is IT programs and business programs. Of course, we do have a hospitality programs, and we will have a few more good updates of this program. So we're going to add more programs at CCTB very soon. So hopefully I can have a chance to talk about those new programs in near future. So yes, currently at CCTB, we have 4 IT programs, and we have a business programs in fast track options and work and study options. And we have a digital marketing programs and hospitality programs. So a great thing is that we have the same curriculums as TSoMs for business and digital marketing and hospitality programs. We have seen our graduate students and current students for more than 3 years now, and they had a great satisfaction in the classes. So we have a great academic curriculums, and then we have a really strong career services team. So students are very satisfied with our academic curriculums, our career support team and our services from student services. So we are doing exactly the same thing for CCTB. So CCTB is kind of new school of global university system. So our first intake was last November, but even so, because we had a previous experience in TSoM and TRABAS, with this extensive knowledge and the skills, we could teach the students with the full of experience of academic in the teaching wise, the academic wise and the career wise. Yes, so you can surely enjoy those amazing programs of business, digital marketing, and IT programs.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And let's move on to TSoM, which most students here today are interested in.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, the TSoM.
Right. So TSoM is Toronto School of Management. So Toronto School of Management, so we call TSoM in short. So at TSoM, we have more programs. So mainly we have business and hospitality programs, and we have some IT programs as well. So of course, IT programs are also very demanding programs, but among our programs, business and hospitality programs are one of the most popular programs. So in the business programs, we have certificate programs, which is shorter version of business administration and management programs. So it's 8 weeks. Not 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 month long programs of certificate programs. And we have a 1 year long diploma in business administration programs and 2 years of business management co-op programs, or you can take a non-co-op option for the business management programs. And we have a digital business management program, which is the hybrid program of business and digital marketing, which is IT program. And we have a digital marketing programs at the end. So those are our business programs that we offer in TSoM. And in the hospitality programs, we also have a shorter version, which is the certificate in customer services excellence programs. This program also contains co-op, but it's only 8 months long. And we have a 1 year long diploma in hospitality and tourism program. And we have a fundamentals of hospitality and tourism co-op program. This is 2 years long program, but if you think your English is not enough, or you really need the fundamentals or essential knowledges of hospitality, then I recommend to take this program. So it's a fundamentals program. The price is very competitive, and also it doesn't require high English level. So with the lower English level, you can also take this fundamentals of hospitality programs for sure. And we have a 2 years long advanced diploma in hospitality programs, and you can also take non-co-op option for this advanced diploma in hospitality programs.
I see. Thank you very much. And for students who are interested in this program, of course, you can talk with the Japanese counselor. So you listen to this seminar today, and then if you're interested and if you wanted to know more detail about it, then talk with your counselor. Okay. So here's the topics we learned a little bit about the school, and this is what we talked today. So I wanted to lay out the topics like you, the student, plan your study. So planning part, and then if you wanted to study language part, and you will add it, and then career program part, and then how do you search your jobs, and then how you do in the co-op placement, and then a little bit about the post-graduation option, what you can do after you finish the program. Okay, and here's what I just said in Japanese. Okay, so first of all, so if you are interested in co-op, what you do. で、これが、ちょっと仕組みのおさらいですね。コープ、分かってるよっていう方も、今日、なんとなく、ちょっと学んでみようかなと思って、いた方もということですが、コープの仕組みですね。大体半分が、勉強で、その後にプログラムの一環としての、就労が入りまして、就労期間っていうのは就学期間と同じか、それ以下っていうふうに決められていますよと。 ね、で、キャリアプログラムの、勉強をするパートがありまして、これは、仕事のための、今、イエソルが言ってくれた通り、ビジネスマネジメントとかビジネスアドミニストレーション、ホスピタリティっていうようなキャリアの内容になりまして、語学学習、ではありませんというような格好、こういった仕組みの、プログラムになっています。So yeah, so I just covered a basic idea of COPE, but with this slide, could you cover the timeline for the student? So when they study and then how they find the co-op placement? Yeah.
Sure. So this is basically show like the career services timeline. So just the most question that I receive from the students is like, when do I do co-op? Can I do co-op in the middle of the program, or can I do like in the at the end of the program? Okay, so the timeline is already set. So you have to follow the timeline that was set from our academic team. So first of all, you will be placed in the classes. So you will start the academic part first. Depends on what program you're taking. Depending on the duration of the programs, you may be placed in programs, and you will take the academic parts for 8 months or 16 months. It depends on the program duration. And once you finish your academic part successfully, which means you don't fail and you don't have any, like outstanding balance issues or something like that, and you have a valid study permit, and now you have a work permit that is covering your co-op period, then you can start co-op. But before you are starting co-op in TSoM and CCTB, we are going to give you the enough time to prepare your co-op. So this basically what you see on the screen right now here is that how we can support you, how to to find your own co-op. So we have in-house career support team. So we are going to help you from A to Z. So from resume clinics, like how to write the resume and how to do the interviews. So we're going to have this courses for you. We're going to have these workshops already set on the schedule. So you can just follow the schedules. And we have this kind of like one-on-one sessions for to fully train you to find the co-op and to get successfully done your interview for the co-op placement. So what you can get, what kind of services you can get from our career service support team is that, so you can have this resume clinics and the LinkedIn workshops, and we are also even taking pictures of your profile pictures of LinkedIn to show you look more professional. So yes, we also have these sessions like every week upon your sign up. So yeah, and you can also see the student portal of our student portal. So you can see all those updated job postings, anything that you need, any documents that you need for each of your program. You can find all the resources from your student portal, and you can always see like what's new in the job postings. Even though you don't see on the student portal, our career support team will send you almost every day regarding of this job postings or regarding of this job placement news, any updates from government. So anything related to the co-op placement, you will get informed almost every day. So this is how we help you to look for your co-op and to fully train you to get your co-op placement.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much. And okay, so now we know how it works and then how the timeline is. So first of all, you need to pick the program. So choosing a program is always difficult, right? You have lots of options. And but for the GAS group, I think it's important to know that, for example, some of the programs are available only in Vancouver, right? UI UX program or cybersecurity.
Right.
Yeah, like some of the IT program. So whoever is interested in TSoM right now, but you may have other options in Vancouver, and then that's just one I wanted to mention. So the we're gonna be talking about the certificate program or like short-term program, and then also a diploma program like Yesol explained earlier. Okay, and here are some of the factors that you need to think about, and then you will also talk with your counselors, right? Like English, like here. If you don't have enough English at the beginning, and then you have limited time to study in Canada, the program may not fit in. So you have to plan well, right? And then the budget and the period of study. So 31 weeks, 8 months is, like Yesol said, it's the minimum study time at the TSoM location, again, like Vancouver or Toronto. And if you wanted to do the co-op, right? So those are the factors. And post-graduation work permit, I will be talking about it, a little bit about it at the last. Okay, so here are some questions the student may want to ask you, Yesol. So which is suitable for me? I don't know, CCTB in Vancouver or TSoM in Toronto?
Yes, because Vancouver and Toronto is like a 5 hours, different in flight, right? But it has two cities that have a really unique point. So you have to think about yourself. If you think you want to have a co-op in paid positions, then of course Vancouver will be the city for you. So you can take CCTB and you can take the enough period of a co-op, which is paid co-op. But if you think you really want to have experience in various positions, like I don't want to just work in like Starbucks or Tim Hortons, but I want to work in hotels or any other field, the other positions that you want to work at. I don't care about the paid position or something. Then I recommend Toronto. So TSoM will be the best choice for you. And CCTB and TSoM, we are both located in downtown area. So CCTB is in the heart of downtown Vancouver. TSoM is in the heart of downtown Toronto. So wherever you are, you will find the job very easily because, we are surrounded by many big and small companies in downtown area.
Okay, sounds good. I'm just going to skip this one because we just covered it. And the language study part, English requirement. So it says IELTS 4.5 to 5.5. However, you can take a free English admission test, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think almost everybody takes the test first and then apply for the program. And then it's free, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you don't have enough English level, and what would you do is you study on your own. It's difficult, but you can do it. Also, you can study online because the GAS group has TLG. It's a language section, and then they offer online programs, so you can study from Japan. Do a lot of people study online, Yesol?
Oh yes, these days, especially for I see a lot of Japanese students have finished their English in Japan with the TLG Live because it's 100% online classes. And then, once they complete TLG and then they get, LOA, and then they come to Canada to freshly start to TSoM or CCTV.
Okay, that's good. And also, if you're going to TSoM, and TSoM has the English Academic Purpose Program.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we have our own EAP program. So TLG is the 100% online classes. But if you prefer to have in-person classes, then we have EAP in our campus. So you can, it's still like running hybrid classes, but still you have a chance to have in-person classes with your student, with your teacher and classmates.
Yeah, and you also have a pathway agreement with other English schools,
right,
in Toronto, right, to TSoM.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's right. So we also have several pathway partnered schools in Toronto. So yeah, you can also take one of those schools. And if you complete the required level, then yeah, you can accept. We can accept you as the TSoM student.
All right. And what's the average number of weeks that the students study English before they start the program?
Okay, so it also depends on the program and depends on the the English level of each student. But usually, students are taking from 8 weeks to 16 weeks, mostly. If you think you need more English, then probably like 24 weeks or more. But usually, students are taking from 8 to 16 weeks.
I see. Sounds good. Okay, so the question from a student. So can I change institutions, like from TSoM to CCTB or CCTB to TSoM
of course.
within the GAS group after the registration?
Of course. So once the application was submitted, you might think, oh, it's all done. Like I have to go for this school. Like, you don't have to worry about it. We can easily transfer to the other institute under global university system. So it's not a problem. Just one thing. If you took our online test for, let's say, for TSoM, and now you change your mind to go to CCTB, then it's okay. We can still accept this English test that you have taken. So you don't have to worry about the English test as well.
I see. What about the tuition? How does it work?
Tuition, we can also transfer the tuitions if the students already paid for that. Yes, so we can transfer that as well.
I see. All right. About the program part. So okay, so the English requirement is met, and the student start the career program. I think I have a slide about the schedule time. So you have fast track, and then also work and study. So like kind of long hours.
And break.
For CCTB, right? And then so it's a 3 days per week program.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and then for TSoM part, it's 4 weeks, 4 days per week.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So for TSoM, from Monday to Thursday, we don't have classes on Fridays except data analytics program. And students can choose either daytime class or evening class.
I see. And do most students take daytime or evening?
Mostly it really depends on the students. Some students want to go for evening classes because evening class is not a little bit, but cheaper. The price is cheaper than the daytime. But usually like what I see is that the Japanese students prefer to choose daytime classes. But it also depends because sometimes the students have a part-time job, right? And if I work in cafe, like I have a morning shift, then they work in the morning and choose the evening classes. It really depends on the students' preference.
I see. Again, can they switch? Like, can they switch the schedule after starting the program?
Yes, but it should be consulted with academic team first. So we need to check if there is any spots available for them. And so if that's okay, then it has to be discussed with the academic team. Once it's approved, then you can change to the other time shift.
I see. All right. So next one will be the question. So do Canadian students study at your institutions?
Yes, I will say yes. So in TSoM, we have international students. So mostly international students, but as I said, we have a great diversity. So all the students have to speak English, right? And CCTB, since we have IT programs and, in Vancouver, the supports from the government for this IT field, IT programs is really, really high. So we also have some domestic students, the Canadian students who are funded by government. So we have many domestic students in CCTB who's taking this IT program.
I see. Do they study together though?
No, because it's a different scheme. So we don't, international students are not taking the same classes as them. But still, we see in the campus, right?
I see. All right, thank you very much. And this is a question about the Vancouver campus. For students, I have no background experience or like study in this field, but sometimes digital marketing as well. No background, but can I start from the beginning, from the scratch?
Of course. We don't require any math or science backgrounds, any work experience related to the field. We don't require that. We just need to see the required level for the English. So it must be IELTS 5.5 or equivalent. So you don't have to prepare any portfolio or any background, but you can start the programs with a few introductory courses. Yes, and soon we will announce the new programs in CCTV. So we're going to have a fundamentals IT programs as well. So that will also help the students.
I see. Okay, so next one is, do you currently offer in-person classes?
Yes, so in TSoM, we have hybrid classes. So students will come to campus 1 day per week. So we have 4 days in a week, per week. Students will have online classes for 3 days, but 1 day they must come to campus if they're in Canada, and they will have in-person classes. In CCTV, we have in-person classes.
I see. So in Toronto, do you know like when you will be back to fully? Yeah, I know you get this question all the time.
All the time, I know. Right, very good question. So we are kind of monitoring the government and all those situations, and we really want to have these 100% offline classes, but we always have to take care of our students and staff health and safety in a first place. So at this moment, and for the May intake as well, it will be running hybrid classes, but we will gradually switch it to offline classes very soon.
Okay.
So more will be updated in later. Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay, so what do I do if I am completely lost in the class? So they start the program, but before even starting, start to look for a job, like they're lost, like, I don't understand anything in the class. What do I do?
Okay, so our academic team is working really hard. They always closely review the students' progression. So whenever the students need, the academic team always reach out to the student first. So, for example, like I was really lost in the first module, so I failed, or like I didn't get enough scores. Then the academic team will send the emails to the students immediately, and they need to show any room for improvement. So. Yes, in that case, the students can always have an appointment with our academic manager, and they can discuss together, and then they will give a study plan. So for example, like our passing grade is 60%, let's say, but the students got like 54 or 55. It's a little bit, it's not enough, like. Right. So in that case, the students can come to the academic manager, and the academic team will give the study plan to the students. So you will need to do this, or if the students need to rewrite the tests in sometimes, if the students are doing really good, but it's just like not there, then we also give some accommodations to the students. So there are many ways that our students can get assistance from our academic team. So whenever the students feel lost, please do not hesitate, but contact the academic team, or then sometimes like it's students just like failing like 3 or 4 courses like straight, and then they don't really show any improvement. They don't want to try to get over with it. It will be a big trouble. But in the other cases, if the students have a willing to improve by themselves, our academic team is always helping the students.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. First month is always difficult. Students come
Yeah,
back
of
and
course.
say to me oh no, I
I
can't
don't
do this.
understand.
It's
Yes,
too
exactly.
difficult. But second, third,
They get used to it.
They just need time.
Right.
All right. Okay, so the next question is, so for students who have study permit and then goes to a career program more than 6 months, the program longer than 6 months, they can have a part-time job, but can I really work and study at the same time? Is it too difficult? Is it actually manageable?
I will say it's very manageable because most of our students are working and studying at the same time. So of course, while you are studying in the class, during this academic period, you will be only allowed to work 20 hours per week. So it's quite manageable time shift. And most of our students are working part-time when they're in class as well. So it's really, really, it's not really difficult. So
okay, that's good to know too. And the next one is also related to work, kind of work. Do I have a lot of homework during scheduled breaks, or do I, am I actually able to work full time?
Obviously, you can work full time for sure, because how it works in TSoM and CCTB, it's not like we are giving some homeworks or assignments during this scheduled break. Once you finish the first module, then you will be given this 1 week or 2 weeks of a break. In TSoM or in CCTB can be like 2 weeks or like 4 weeks. But during this period, you don't have any assignments to do. So you can just fully enjoy your break. You can fully work in full time. So, So during these breaks, you don't have to worry about it. Just relax and rest.
I see. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So for a student, if you don't know, if you have, again, a work permit, if you have a study permit and then studying at the career college, you can work part-time during the school time, and then during the scheduled break time, you can work full-time. So so that's what I wanted to cover. Okay, so kind of main part. So a lot of students are worried about job searching part, do I really get a job, right? So you covered already about
in the beginning, right?
Part. However, I'm just gonna briefly talk about it. So you have a student portal you mentioned already. So all the information is there. So students can access to it anytime if they need it. Also, there is a student assistant, one-on-one assistance, and there is a workshop. I wanted to show the handbook as well to the students. Can you see it? Okay.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is something students get from the school. So that it shows, the COPE work time duration, how many hours they need to cover. It's really very helpful document.
Right.
Yeah.
So if once you have this access to this student portal, then you can find all the related resources. So you can find this co-op handbook. You can find all the documents that are needed for the co-op evaluation. So you can find all the details on the student portal. I wish I can show you the portal, how it looks like. But yeah.
Maybe I can, if I have time after the seminar, then maybe we can switch and then you can show your screen.
Sure thing. Yes.
All right. Okay. So you can get all those support from the school, and then the question will be, Does everyone find a paid co-op job? Really? Yesol?
Very good question. Yes, I can give you this answer for Vancouver. Well, this is for CCTB, right?
Yeah, CCTB Vancouver.
Yeah, for Vancouver, it should be paid co-op. 100% for sure. It's by the law, right? So, yeah, the answer is 100% paid co-ops. Yes.
Okay, but you don't place the students to the workplace, right? Student has to get the position.
Yes, exactly. So we are giving all the trainings. We are giving all these resources that they need. We also give these positions, like job positions. But at the end, the students have to pass the interview. So they need to do really well on this interview, and then they have to get this job. But they don't have to worry about it, because that's our job, to train them to get fully trained and then do well on their interviews, prepare all those documents for the finding job, and so yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And Toronto part. So students are aware of the fact that there are unpaid and paid job available in Toronto for co-op students. Who decides, and then do I get to choose? Like, how do I find those paid job or unpaid internship?
Right. So basically, the paid or unpaid, it's decided by the companies. So if they're hiring some positions in paid with paid job, then yeah, you can apply for that. And if you see on our student portal, it's not always mentioned, but if that's paid, then it also says, yeah, this positions from this company and it's paid. So you can see all those statements on the student portal. So if you really want to have a paid job in Toronto, then you need to search that on the student portal, or the platforms that has the job postings. You need to closely look at it. And if you need any help, you can also reach out to our career support team, so we can have these options for you. Like, we can get the list for you that the companies that is hiring paid positions at the moment. So
I see. Can I find a co-op job in other provinces in Canada?
Yes. So you can also have a co-op, not just, it doesn't have to be in Ontario. It can be Montreal, it can be Quebec, it can be Alberta, Vancouver. So wherever you want, you can have this co-op.
Yeah, some school did answer before that they allow students to have a co-op job only in like city of Vancouver, for example, where the school is located, because they need to observe. Yeah, but so like you mentioned, the TSoM allows the students to go outside of the province and then do the co-op, so they have more options.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. And how many interviews do students normally experience before getting a job? Like any or
since we don't have like limited numbers of interviews, it really depends on the students, right? Sometimes like students get at once, or sometimes students are taking 2 to 3 times the interviews. But usually like in average, I will say 3 times. 1 to 3 times. Of course, if the students are doing really good on the interviews, they can get a job just right away. But after the 3rd time, sometimes students feel very tired of like having another interviews and going on the other interviews, and sometimes then they feel like they cannot get a job by the time that they need to get into the co-op, right? So in that case, I'm not sure like if I'm going to cover this parts later, but we have a Capstone Project. So we have other option. Instead of like doing physical co-op, we have this Capstone Project. So this is basically research project that you're going to start from very scratch, like starting from the ideas, like any business ideas, and then you are also like thinking about and researching about the business models. And it's a very it's research project, I'll say. So you will work with your mentor, and so you will have 6 weeks or 12 weeks of time period to do this project, and then later on you will just submit this research this Capstone project. We will review, and then we will acknowledge that you did the co-op. So this is kind of like an alternative way that you can fill out your co-op placement. So so after 3 times, the students usually go for Capstone project.
I see. Okay. ちょっとじゃあ補足しますと、今、キャップストーンプログラムというふうに、プロジェクトって言ってくれた、ものなんですけども、もし、どうしても、見つからなかったっていうような場合に、代わりのプロジェクトとして、コーアップの代わりに、学校が用意しているものがあるので、要は仕事が見つからない、プログラム終われない、卒業証明も取れないっていうことにならないように、一応そういう、バックアップのプランはありますっていうことだけ、知っておいていただけたらと思います。でもちろん、学校はそういうふうにならないように、お仕事探しのサポートはしてくれますので、はい、一応バックアップということですね。はい。It's hard to switch sometimes. Okay, so the next question, I just briefly explained about the Capstone project.
That's amazing.
Yes. And so the next question, could you provide some example of the companies who hire the student?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't have to be the names, but like, just examples.
Sure. We have many partnered companies, first of all. So we have more than 100 partnered companies in Toronto only. So, I can name a few. We had the Four Seasons hotels, Delta, Hilton. Those hotels hired our students in hospitality programs. And for the business, we also have a great companies, partnered companies like a PwC and the Case Insurance, and those, like a lot of companies actually for the business programs, because there are a lot of things to do in the business programs. It can be administrator, it can be receptionist, or it can be like in the financial positions. So there are a lot of companies who are hiring our business and hospitality students.
I see. You have a list of companies on your website, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think I saw all the logos and stuff.
Yes.
So those companies will send you, the hiring ad, and then those information will be on the student portal.
Yes, exactly. So on the student portal, students will basically see the hiring positions of our partnered companies. So whenever they're, posting the job postings, hiring posts, then we share that on the student portal, so students can see always the most updated one. And if there is any positions that looks good that our students can apply for, then we are sharing this information by emails. So students will also receive the emails from our career support team for the hiring information of the companies, which is not our partnered companies. So that's like how we also support the students.
I see. All right. Next one. Okay, so I'm a student without much work experience, or young adult who don't have experience in the field. What would be my options?
Yes, if you have a work experience, and that will be also very good asset. So you already have disadvantages than the other students. So it will be very, very good for you. When you have interviews, when you prepare your resumes. So obviously it's the same thing, like the companies have to find someone who has experience, or it doesn't have to, not everyone has to have this experience, but if you have experience in a related field, then it will be a great advantages. So the examples of our students, let's say we had one case. Maybe you can find the testimonials of the students in our YouTube channel. But we had a student from I don't know the name of the country. It was like Latin America, and the student had the experience in the law, like in back in his country. And then he got hired for his co-op in here and in the law firm. So that can be also a good example. So if you have an experience in the related field, then you can also give a chance to you to work in the same field in here.
I see. What about the student? If they don't have any experience, like what would be the options?
And mostly our students don't have experience and they get co-op. No problem.
Okay. I see. Sounds good. Okay, so the last question in this section, I think. So I have to go back to a certain time, like, for example, university student has to go back before the next semester. Can I complete my co-op term earlier than scheduled period?
Yes, of course. Of course. Yes, of course. So for example, in TSoM, we're, on the program list, it says that you will be in class for 24 weeks and you will be in co-op for 24 weeks. But in that case, you don't have to fill out these 24 weeks. You need to complete 480 hours of co-op, which means if you do co-op in 40 hours per week, then you can finish that in 12 weeks. So you don't have to fill out those whole 24 weeks. And like, if the co-op, if the program required 12 weeks of co-op, then it means you need to fill out 240 hours, which you can also finish that in 6 weeks if you work in co-op for 40 hours per week.
I see. Okay. So I think that's very important information, especially like, the 31 weeks, minimum 31 weeks is kind of long. And then if student needs to study English for 16 weeks, then that's already almost 1 year. But if, they can shorten the co-op period, then that's easier to plan the study.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. All right. So is there anything you wanted to add?
I think the questions were really amazing. So I think I covered like more than what I thought. So it's all good.
All righty. Okay. So I think that's the almost near to the end. So the co-op part. So, so they student actually worked really hard to get a job, and then they start the co-op term, but it's not the end. The question, do students get fired?
Well, so I need to highlight this part because co-op is not, of course, it's a part of our program, but it's not the part of the studies. Co-op is, it really literally means that you are working in the real workforce. Same rules gonna apply to you. Same thing, in the companies. If the staff is not doing well, they're not showing up, they're just absent without any notice, then they have to decide, right? So, of course, I didn't see the cases like our students got fired from the co-op placement, but there is a possibility. You also need to show your responsibilities, and especially during the co-op, the employers are not just hiring you for like, free employee. It's not like that. They need to evaluate your co-op. They need to, so you need to show really good attitudes while you're in the co-op. So so the answer is, I didn't see the case, but there is a possibility.
I see. Okay, thank you. And especially for students who are young or shy, they're very worried, and then they also think about themselves like right now, without much English, and then without the study, they're very worried. I am very worried. Like, can I actually work in English? Like, so so they're worried. So in that case, if that happens, who do I contact? What should I do?
So it's the case when they're in co-op or?
Yeah, during the co-op.
During the co-op. You can always reach out to us, of course. Our career support team is there because of this case. Like, this kind of things will be happen. Like the students might be feel really like hard to work, or like, they feel this language barrier in the workplace. Then, the first thing, they can go to the employer first. So maybe I can ask, can I get like easier shift or like easier like task that I can do, because I cannot really handle this. They can first reach out to the employer, but if it's not that well managed, then you can always come to school, even before they're going to the employer. But they can always come to us first and ask help for to our career support team.
I see. Okay. So the next one, do students switch companies or positions?
Basically, there was a case that I saw this, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy because once they are placed in co-op, it's agreed not just with the school and student, but it's also agreed between us, school, student, and the co-op placement. I mean, the workplace, the employer, right? So in that case, the employer knows that the student is in co-op. They need to evaluate the student, which means they need to closely review these people. So whenever the students wants to change the co-op, we need to check a lot of things. Like if the students have a valid study permit or work permit that covers, the other co-op placement, right? Because it's not going to be like, okay, I worked in this place like for 5 weeks and then I want to switch to the other one. Well, basically, then you need to freshly start from the first week, right? So we need to see if the time is good enough, like if the permit covers all those durations. And we also need to see like the exact reason why they would need to want to change. So yeah, there are a lot of the process to do. So I usually recommend to stick to the workplace. It's for your life to get easier. But still, like, if students need any help from the workplace or from, related to the workplace, then you can always reach out to our career support team.
Okay, got it. 2 more questions, I think. Yep. So does my career advisor help me negotiate my work conditions, like with the employer? Like for example, like a little bit of rates or transportation fees, something like that.
Okay. I do not think we are covering those accommodations from our end. Yes. So, we sometimes talk with the employer in case the student is asking some questions to the employer, and sometimes the employer need to contact with us to make everything clear. So yeah, just note that once the student is in the co-op, we need to have the information of the employer. So that's why in any urgent cases that we need to contact, and they need to contact us for this student. So yeah, of course we can directly communicate just in urgent case, but it's always good that there's no event like we are talking to each other, because it's a little like serious moment, right? So we talk with the employer, but we are not there. We are not involved to negotiate the students' work conditions. We're not like we don't want to teach our students, or we don't want to train our students in high maintenance form. So yeah, the students need to do their work in the co-op as a real workers.
I see. Sorry, my throat. Okay, so the last question: do people commute now or work remotely?
It depends on the companies. So basically, for the hospitality students in the customer service field, of course, the students are going to the workplace physically. But business programs, I see still many of them are doing work remotely. Of course, there are some companies that students are coming to the office and do work, but there are still like many companies working in the remote positions.
I see. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Okay, so do you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, yeah. Well, the question was I think it was good enough, so I don't think there is anything that I can cover or like add more. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna be briefly talk about the options for after graduation in Japanese, and then it's going to be the end of the seminar. And then if students have any questions, then I will cover that as well. So, ごめんなさい。昨日までちょっと風邪をひいていて声がなくなってきました。ですね。よく、聞かれる内容なんですけれども、じゃあ TSoM 行きました、終わりました、その後、どんなオプションがあるんでしょうかっていうね、ご質問に対してちょっとだけカバーしておきます。で、一番ベストはですね、企業からビザをサポートしてもらうという方法なんですが、これはなかなか難易度が高いということで、就労を継続したいような場合はですね、ワーキングホリデーに申し込んだり、もしくはまた別のコアップのプログラムをやったりですとか、あとは、カレッジに編入したり、入り直したり、することで、続けるようなことが可能です。はい。で、ポストグラジュエーションのワークパーミットですね。公立のカレッジだったり、特定の私立の、カレッジ大学を卒業するともらえる、ビザがあるんですけれども、こういったものをもらうことによってですね、カナダで長く働くことができるようになります。一応オプションとして知っておいていただければと思います。で、こちら、トロントスクール・オブ・マネジメントの、卒業後の進路ですね。ユニバーシティ・カナダ・ウェスト、要はグループ内の、学校ですとか、ヨークビル・ユニバーシティ、別の大学ですね。こういったところに、単位を移すようなこともできます。これは今すぐに、プランするものというよりも、ここで書いてある通り、もうちょっと残りたいなっていうふうに思った時のタイミング、になりますね。はい。で、単位を認められるということは、その分の単位受けなくていいので、金銭的にも後で得になるので、ゼロから、始めるよりは、こういった学校も経由した方が、ちょっと安くなるかもしれないというところですね。でもし、公立のカレッジと私立のカレッジの違い、わからなかった知らないよっていう方いらっしゃったら、こちらにちょっと過去のスライドを出してきました。はい。ですね、今、見ているのは左側、私立カレッジになりますね。プログラム半年とか、1年、1年半とか、いうところで、就職準備が授業に組み込まれているんですけれども、公立のカレッジだったり大学っていうのは、もうそれよりもプログラムが長くなってくるものになりますね。はい。Okay, yeah, so I just yeah, you can see it from here, but I mentioned a little bit about the pathway to University Canada West and Yorkville University, and briefly a difference between the public college and the private career college. So just the overall, not about the not only about this section, but the overall, do you have any advice or something to say to the students?
I think the session was really good, that the questions were very detailed, and so I covered everything that you were very curious about. So just one thing, lastly, that I want to highlight to wrap up is that, TSoM, CCTB, and the other two brands that I represent, like Traverse in Montreal and Fleming College Toronto, what we mostly concern is that to give the career success, academic success of our students. So we are always working our best to maintain our quality programs. So I want to highlight that part. So whenever the students and the people are asking, what is the differentiate? What is the difference between TSoM, CCTB, and the other PCCs, like private colleges? Then I would say quality. So we guarantee the quality of programs, and we have the the student services, academic team, and career support team that's working like Avengers in the school. So yeah, whenever you decide and you come to our campus, you will be fully satisfied with our services. That's what I want to like highlight that to wrap up this session.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much. 今、ご質問ある方いらっしゃいますか？チャットの方で送っていただいたら、私聞きますし、もしくは、そのままお話になりたい方、お話しいただいても大丈夫です。でもし、特になければですね、今日は、ここまでで、全ておしまいになります。少し5分ほど伸びてしまいましたが、お付き合いどうもありがとうございました。